What is one or two exercises that you would recommend for really busy people that cannot get to the gym?
Mm-hmm.
Something they can do at home.
That's a good question because a lot of my clients, that's the big top excuse, right? That people don't have time or they feel they don't have time. I think what the top exercises is squats. People can start off with like a chair because squats is one of those things people just they tend to push down on their toes and do it wrong way. But start off with a chair and just have a weight or something in your hand. Do that 100 times. The reason why I start off with squats involve a lot. Okay, people think that when I work out my legs, you see a lot of people in the gym, like they go there and they work out just their upper body. They think that's what people see. That's one thing that changed my entire way of fitness, whatever you can call it, and was legs. When I actually stopped cheating on legs and started actually making it the core of my workout. Number one, when you're working out your legs, you're also working out your core. When I do a squat, anything that involves balance is core. So, I used to, do abs all the time, every time I worked out, because I thought that would look good. Abs is not something that comes through. It's important to work your abs because it's a core exercise, but legs is actually, we walk around every day, and it's actually the biggest muscles in your body. So when you work your legs, you're actually getting the biggest bang for your buck.
You give me a testimony of one of your clients and how they transformed their look and their life.
I had one client that came to me that, she was overweight, she wasn't comfortable in the gym, and she was a nurse and she had an overnight schedule, awkward schedule, but she just decided that she was going to take her life back. She had a lot of hanging skin. She was like, very high body fat percentage. And that's the thing that I pay attention to the most is not even your weight, but your body fat percentage. She listened to everything I said. So I told her, this is how you need to eat. This is what you need to do. And you need to be doing, and go to classes, go to cycling classes, go to Zumba, get your cardio in. And she did all of that. There was days where she would double up and she would train with me and then go do cycling. And she would lift with me. You're tired. Because especially with ladies, I like to focus on lifting because they're scared of lifting. They think if I lift, I'm going to explode and become this manly looking thing. No. And that's the first thing I like to debunk the people is that lifting does not, the first thing that pops into your head is a bodybuilder that has veins popping out their neck, and that's not what it's about. It's about building lean muscle and strength. It's not even about so much looking good, although lean muscle is actually what looks good. When you see people that are toned, that's what they say, that they're toned, or that's lean muscle. She followed everything that I told her, and this is what she looks like now.
What are some foods you would recommend for folks who are trying to get fit?
Okay, so stay away from fast food.
Not even Chick-fil-A.
I love Chick-fil-A. If you're gonna do it, stay away from the bread. I think that's the biggest thing that I try to get my clients to stay away from.
Now, what about wheat bread?
Wheat bread is good, except it depends on where you're at. But even that, you want to keep to a minimum. You don't, because the bottom line is when you want to make gains, you need to create a carb deficit in your body. So in other words, carbs is what we spend for energy. And what you want to do with your body is you want to spend the carbs that you eat. And the thing about it is we eat bread for breakfast, we eat sandwich at lunch, we eat rice at dinner, and we don't go to the gym. So all those carbs that are not being spent get stored as fat. So what I tell my clients is we're trying to eat less carbs than you typically would and spend more than you're actually eating. So now what your body does is it digs into its fat stores for energy. That's how you make a gain. That's how the gains are made, by creating carb deficits. I mean, this is the same science that bodybuilders do when they're competing. They just do it to the extreme. And so they when they're leaning for a competition or whatever, they have 0 carb days. They literally don't eat a carb.
Let's go through a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What would you say for somebody who's just trying to be fit?
So breakfast,
what would you recommend?
Okay, breakfast for male or female. I would say the idea here is that not to eat less. Is to eat more of the right foods and less of the bad ones. And so people think starving themselves is a good thing. No, it's bad. Most of the time I have to tell my clients to eat more. And that's what I'm telling them. So what do you eat for breakfast? They say, well, I had oatmeal this morning. Nope. Oatmeal is good. Oatmeal is good. Carbs. Okay. And if you're gonna have carbs, have it in the morning because you're gonna spend them. As opposed to after your workout when you're gonna sleep on them. So you have oatmeal, add 3-4 eggs in there. Okay, you need that protein because if you're working out, that's the building of lean muscle.
Okay.
Proteins. That's the main thing. More protein, more protein, more protein. For lunch, you can have a chicken salad. Okay, so you have the protein and you have the greens and all the nutrition that goes with that. In between, you have to snack. Okay, so actually, you should be eating 6 times a day. So have peanuts, and then for dinner after your workout, have in between you can have a protein shake. Okay, that's the easiest way to make up ground with protein. And then for dinner, you could have broccoli and chicken, fish, and a little brown rice or quinoa. There's a lot of good options. They have like sweet potato rice and things like that, rice replacements. Because I know culturally a lot of people, they just don't know how to eat without rice. So find a rice replacement. And that's what I tell my clients. Like those things that you can't feel like you can't live without. Another one of my clients, that was a big thing. She was West Indian, and she's like, no, I'm Trinidadian, like or Jamaican. I have my rice and peas. You know, that's just what we do. And I said, okay, so find a replacement. I'm not gonna say no rice, you know, but she substituted sweet potato rice and different vegetable rices that they have out there now. Incredible gains she made.
Wow.
Like I saw the weight dropping off her every single week I saw her, because that was the thing. That was the thing that she was eating that was like tripping her up. There was just too many carbs in her diet.
Wow.
And this is not to say carbs are bad. Okay, that was the Atkins diet a long time ago. That was like the big thing. No carbs, you know. No, you need carbs for energy, and you need carbs to have a good workout in the gym. But on the days off that you're not in the gym, especially those days, pull back on the carbs because you're not spending them. You know, we just eat them to feel full. Change the way you think about eating and think of it more of as fuel than as pleasure. In the United States, we're addicted to the pleasure of eating, and we eat out so much. It'll actually save you a ton of money.
And what are some snacks we can have in between? You said peanuts. What else? I guess fruits.
Fruits is great because it has sugar in it, but it's accompanied with fiber.
Okay.
So fruits are a great source of carbs. That's yogurt.
Yogurt.
Especially Greek yogurt is high in protein. Cashews.
What about the healthy potato chips that you see in the stores now? Avocado oil potato chips.
It'll help with the craving.
Okay.
If you have a craving for chips, you know, that's why I say, like, just don't create a diet that is non-sustainable.
Okay.
Because these people do these crash diets and they run out of steam and they're just like, just start stuffing their faces with everything they see. And you just go that direction because you try to zero base it out. That doesn't work. You know, we feed your sweet tooth every once in a while, but do it with like, just don't have as much. Instead of having that quart of ice cream, just have one scoop, satisfy the craving. Have a good healthy frozen yogurt instead. Substitute out these things.
Great information. One scoop. That's good.
Yeah, or like let's say you're like soda. Get rid of that. That's out.
Okay.
No soda at all. It's just terrible all the way around. You know, you have a craving for that little fizzle. Have some sparkling water.